What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is what not to do when a woman looks at you. Okay, so we're gonna look at what not to do when a woman looks at you, and we're also gonna look at what you should do when a woman looks at you. Right? So here's the scenario. The scenario is you are at a party, or you're at a club, or you're at a grocery store, or you're at the mall, or you're anywhere. It actually doesn't matter, but you're walking in the environment, and a woman you find attractive looks at you, she gives you eye contact, and she smiles. Okay, now the question is, what do you do when that happens, or what should you do, or what's the best response to that? Well, let's look at what you shouldn't do. Right, you shouldn't look down. Okay, that should be obvious, but let's talk about it. Why shouldn't you look down? Because when you look down, it demonstrates weakness. Like, you must be lacking some confidence, lacking self-esteem, must be in a bad mood, might be having a bad day, maybe you're just not interested. It communicates all the things that you wouldn't want to communicate to a woman if you find her attractive or you find her interesting, right? You have some interest, because she just showed interest in a sense, right? It doesn't mean that she wants to date you or marry you or anything. It just means that that was a friendly communication, right? Somebody gives you makes eye contact with you and smiles. That's an open communication. It's like basically they're saying, I'm open to a response, right? So that's incorrect response. Don't look down. Looking off to the side, that showed to me, that shows indifference, right? That shows that you noticed her smiling at you and giving her you eye contact, but you're not really interested, right? That's not a proper response either, right? If you find her attractive. So that's incorrect. Another one would be, she gives you eye contact, she smiles at you, you smile back at her, right? You hold eye contact and you smile back at her. That's actually a good response, because you're just reciprocating, right? She showed some form of interest, you showing some form of interest back. And it could just end right there, or maybe she might say hello. She might say something, probably very rare that she would say something, but she might say something, maybe. Okay. But that's not the best response. The best response is actually a combination of that plus some form of verbal communication, right? So you hold eye contact, you smile, and then you say, hey, how you doing? Or hey, or hello, or hey, what's good? Or hey, what's up? Or hey, how are you? Or hey, how's it going? Or, something, some sort of like basic communication that's acceptable to most people. You know what I mean? You don't have to come up with anything clever, because it's not that's she hasn't showed enough interest for you to really go that far. You know what I mean? All you need to do is just say some simple shit like that, like hello, hi, how are you? Hey, what's up? Hi, how are you doing? And then gauge her response and then move from there. You feel me? If she responds in a positive way, like, oh hey, how are you? Hey, or hey, I'm doing great, how are you? Or something like that, then that's good. You could keep it moving, like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. I'm just doing this and this is happening, this is this, how are you? Or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you get it, you just have a conversation, a basic conversation. And then if you move from there. Um that's the correct response, right? If a woman looks at you and she holds eye contact or she smiles or whatever, you want to return that, and then you want to go one step further. Why? Because you're the man. Simple. You're the man. You have to make the move. You have to demonstrate strength. You have to hold you have to take responsibility for moving the interaction further, right? You know what I mean? You got to demonstrate that you have healthy emotions, that you're strong. Here's another part to this. Like when you say hello, hey, how are you? What any of that stuff, you don't want to you want to have your vibe should be okay, you smiled at me, I'm smiling back, and I'm returning, and I'm reciprocating that good vibes. And I'm also taking one step further because I know I'm the man and I need to, make a move here because I find you attractive. Okay, boom. Now, from there, you also, in your head, you have to be thinking, okay, I just started a communication, I just made a move here. I accept whatever may happen here, right? So you don't want to be like in the state of mind of, oh, how am I gonna get her? Or, oh, I gotta get her, or oh, this has to work. Like, no, the vibe is it's just a energy exchange here. That's all that's happening, right? Because she hasn't. It's not like she said, "Hey, I think you're hot." She didn't say that. All she did was smile and look at you. So you just want to see what's there. Like you want to see why she smiled and looked at you. You know what I mean? That's kind of what's going on here. So your communication is open. You have to be open to being rejected. You have to be open to having a neutral conversation. You have to be open to her being interested. You have to be open to all possible circumstances because it's an energy thing. It's an emotional thing. She can feel your vibe. She can feel how you're thinking. So if you're thinking, "Oh, I hope she doesn't reject me. Oh, I hope he doesn't reject me," she's gonna feel resistance, and she's more than likely gonna reject you, and she's going to come up with a logical reason why she did it, but it was a feeling that she got from you. You were resisting her communication, which shows weakness, right? And weakness is unattractive, right? Even if you don't even know that you're doing it, it's still happening, right? If you're demonstrating weakness, she will feel it and she will be turned off by it, right? If you have some other shit going on for you, she may overlook it. Like if you're really good looking, or if you um have really good body language, or you know what I mean, you have some other shit going on, she may overlook it. But you want to have all things as much in your favor as possible. So what I'm saying is the underlying communication needs to be, hey, I noticed that you noticed me. I noticed you too. I'm making a move here, and I am strong enough to handle whatever communication you're about to give me. So if you just say hi and walk away, I'm okay with that. If I say, "Hey, how are you?" and you don't even acknowledge my existence and you walk away, I'm okay with that. If I say, "Hey, how are you?" and you say, "Hey, how are you?" or "Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?" or I'm okay with that. If I say, "Hey, how are you?" and you say, "Oh, wow, you're pretty hot." I'm okay with whatever you give me. That's a vibe. That's an energy. That's something she can feel, and that demonstrates strength. And when you can, any chance you get to demonstrate strength, like emotional, mental mental strength, you want to do that because that's attractive. So yeah, so basically, the proper response when a woman looks at you is you want to hold eye contact with. If she's sending eye contact, hold the eye contact. You want to smile, like you want to have give off a light feeling, like a light mood, right? That's why smiling is good, because if you don't smile, like if she looks at you and smiles and then you just look at her, like it's not welcoming, it's not friendly, and it communicates the wrong things. It communicates more of like you're resisting something, or you're just not in a good mood or some shit. And why would she want to communicate with someone like that? She wouldn't. So that's why you want to smile, like straight up, especially if she smiled. Like, now you don't have to smile. You can kind of like just have like a pleasant look, like, I'm not really smiling here, but it's a pleasant look. You know, you kind of want to pay attention to how you're feeling, right, and just go with your vibe. But just know, like, if you look at her all serious and shit, because I used to do that a lot, like that just communicates the wrong things. Whether you are trying to communicate those things or not, you got to look at it from her perspective. Like if she smiled at you, don't smile back. It just tells her like, yo, something's off here. So you kind of want to, if you want to get better results with women, you got to see things from their perspective. Like, okay, she's not smiling and holding eye contact with every guy she sees. You feel me? So if she's doing it with you, like, appreciate the fact that she's doing that and just do something about it, bruh. And at least, no matter what happens, at least at the end of the day, you'll feel like a man. No matter what, if she looked at you and you look back and you smile back and you make a move, even if she says, "Hey, I wasn't looking at you," and walks away, you'll still feel a form of strength for stepping up and having and getting that experience. You feel me? As opposed to walking away. Let's say you would have walked away, you would have felt weak. You would have felt weaker, because if a girl shows like some form of interest and you don't make a move on it and you were aware of it, you're not gonna feel strong after that. Cause you know why you didn't do it, because you probably was afraid of rejection. And that's whack, you know, because we know rejection's a part of life. So you can't be like running away from it like that. You feel me? And sometimes you never know, man. Like, maybe that girl's really interested. You know, you don't know unless you, that's what I'm saying. You can't, that's what I'm saying. Like, sending the eye contact back and smiling, that's not good enough, because you didn't even open it. You didn't get a communication going to really see what's there. You know what I mean? And another thing I want to make is you don't want to be the guy that talks to one girl a year. You know what I mean? Like, I'm exaggerating with that, but you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that guy that's not really, you want to have experiences so you can, like, you know what I mean? So you can, like, gauge responses, you can compare them to other responses. Like, if you're talking to women and you're having experiences, you'll start to know when a woman's interested and when she's not, and when she's kind of interested and when. But if you're not really talking to women like that, you won't really have nothing to compare or gauge or measure with. You see what I'm saying? So you want to get out there. You want to, like, have shit going. You want to start talking to women. You want to get your dating life going or whatever, and start getting these experiences so you can become better with women and understand what's going on when you're in different social situations. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you in the next videos. Peace.